Hey guys, hey everyone. English class. Conversational English class today. How's everyone, guys? Hey. So, guys, for whoever wants to join and participate, you can, okay? This is how you enter. Whoever wants to get some talking time in, this is how you can have access to the Zoom call, participate. Hey, Marys, how you doing? So, guys, good, Sergio. Good, Sergio. Good to have you on. Guys, whoever wants to join, feel free to do so. And also, in the past few classes, I've tried to create questions in classes in which the vocabulary was kind of related, right? To have like a general topic and conversations about the topic. But man, that was, believe it or not, kind of difficult. So now I am just kind of having a topic, but we'll be jumping back and forth. And some questions may not be very related. It's just vocabulary that I pulled from some material, which is categorized by topics, but it won't be as evident as what we were working with before. So let's begin, guys. Let's begin. We're going to, let me change my color and make sure that I listen to people as they come into the room. Okay, guys, we're ready. We're ready. We're talking about kind of productivity again. Productivity and downtime. Productivity and downtime. So, guys, what do you think downtime is? What is downtime? So downtime is just the opposite of productive time, right? It's time to rest. Time to rest. Cool, guys. So let's get started. Question number 1. And before I ask the questions, maybe it'd be good to throw the vocabulary out here, decompress, as a lot of you guys are here and not on the Zoom call. No, downtime means time off, time to relax, Sergio. Good guess. Time to relax. Decompress, Mr. Frank. So, guys, vocabulary word number 1, to decompress. What does it mean to decompress? Remember, we're talking about being busy, about rest time, time to relax. What does it mean to decompress? Hey, Frank. Frank, you there, man? There you go, buddy. Can you try to speak, Frank, to make sure that my sound is okay?
Yeah.
Cool, man. So, buddy, we're getting started. Word number 1, decompress. Guys on TikTok, what does decompress mean? Yeah. Mr. Frank, how do you decompress after a long day's work? Let's see. How do you decompress? My bad spelling. Decompress. It's not actually bad spelling, it's just bad typing. How do you decompress after a long day's work?
I
What do you think that
usually
means?
yeah decompress. Maybe it is when you distress yourself.
Yeah. So be careful with the word de-stress, right? But when you Release. When you release stress.
Okay. When I release myself. So.
Release stress. Always release stress.
Okay.
Yes. When you release stress. Yeah. So to decompress is to release stress, to relax. Relax. To and guys, Frank, I believe you've heard this word before in our classes. To unwind. Yeah. To relax. To unwind. Decompress. So, buddy, how do you decompress after a long day's work, after a long day from the university?
I take a shower, and then I just sit and watch some TV.
There you go, man. There you go, man. Cool, buddy. Um, how do you ease off stress? So, to ease off stress, it's not so much as to relax, but to reduce, right? So, how do you ease off stress? Um, you mentioned how you relax, Frank, after a long day's work. But if you understand that you are stressed, what do you do to ease off this stress? Hey, Rod, feel free to join if you want, man.
Okay, well, if I'm in my university and if I feel very, very stressed, I usually go to the bathroom and I wash my face, or just uh, go out for some fresh air.
Good. Go out for some fresh air. Cool, man. Cool, man. Next vocabulary word. Let me put it up here. Give people on TikTok a bit of time to try to guess what it means. To lounge around. What does it mean to lounge around? And let me ask a question. Let me write down a question to give you guys some context. In what place of the house, of your house, do you like to lounge around? Yeah, so in what place of the house do you like to lounge around?
What is lounge? Lounge around?
To lounge around means just to be lazy, man. To be lazy, not relaxed, but relaxed with very, very little physical activity. Yes, just to take it as easy as you can. Lay down, watch TV. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say I lounge around in my bedroom, or sometimes in the living room watching some TV, or just sitting and see what is happening.
Good. Sitting around.
Okay.
Yeah, I also
Sit.
use sitting around, right? Because if you say sit, it's just to sit. Sit around, it's you're sitting and letting time go by. Yeah. Okay, man. And look, Frank, sorry because thanks for the invitation. I have to film 30 minutes. I think next week we'll do. No worries, Rod. No worries, Rod. Thank you, man. Cool. So look, Mr. Frank, and sorry, man, I'm throwing a lot of vocabulary that's kind of synonymous to previous words, but to idle away. Next word, idle away. What does it mean to idle, and what does it mean to idle away? And let me give you some context, Frank. Are there days that you like to idle your time away? Are there days that you like to idle your time away? What does it mean to idle your time away? It's very similar to the words that we've already used, Frank, to kind of like to decompress, very similar to lounge around, yeah, to idle away.
Like, um, let your time pass or something like that.
Yeah, to just let time go by, just to let time go by, right? So to relax and doing nothing, right? To relax and do nothing. So are there days that you like to idle your time away? For example, when I have a day off, it's always a day for the family, right? But there are times where maybe the work week was just rough, and my wife, as myself, we prefer just to stay at home and idle the day away. Do you do this sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. So this could be like a middle point between doing nothing and do an activity, like just let time pass away.
Not pass away, pass by, pass by. Pass away means that you die, right?
Right. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. So to pass by, but yeah, that's exactly it. To idle away. Do you have any? I know you're still working. You're still studying. Let's ask Dester. Dester just came in, right? But I don't know if you could imagine, Frank, people who uh, idle away at work. People who idle
uh,
away at work. What kind of person could this be? Or what could this person be doing if they're idling away at work?
Maybe when they don't do their activities,
Exactly.
or uh, well, I had a teacher like 1 year ago that he used to sleep in the class. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's idling the day away for sure, for sure, for sure. And buddy, this is also an expression that's very similar, right? To milk the clock. To milk the clock. What do you guys think that this means? Hey, Dester, good to have you on. What do you think this means, Frank, Dester, or anyone on TikTok? To milk the clock.
It's like, but like the same, like let a clock pass by.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess what I want to show you is I think in Latin America, in most Latin Spanish speaking countries, the expression sacarle el jugo, exprimir el jugo a algo. Do you have an expression like this in Mexico, Frank?
Yeah, for sure, but I don't remember the phrase. But yeah, for
What?
sure we have one.
So, anyways, to milk the clock is very similar to sacarle lo máximo a algo, ¿cierto? You milk it, you make sure that you get everything out of it, right? So, to milk the clock is to take advantage of the clock. Yes, get all you can from the clock without having to do a lot of work. Yes, so to milk the clock is just to do nothing, do very little as time goes by because you're paid by the hour. Yeah. So to milk the clock, you're paid by the hour. Let's take it easy, get as much as we can from the clock. Yeah. Dester, are you still on?
Yes, teacher, I was paying attention. Hello.
Hey, Dester, good to have you on. Dester, so we're talking about idling away, right? Do you have any coworkers who idle their day away at work?
Um, mm, at work, there is always one or there can be two. Uh, so yes, teacher, I have one coworker. No, I used to have. She was like last year. She was my coworker, but not now because of some responsibilities she didn't do. She didn't get hired again this year.
Mm.
So
They didn't renew her contract.
yes, teacher. Hmm.
They didn't renew her contract. She wasn't signed back on, right? She wasn't signed back on. They didn't renew her
Yes.
contract. There you go. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So back to you, Dester, because, and I'm going to ask Frank as well, but since I know that you're already out in the workforce, it's more applicable to you. But what time of the year, Dester, what time of the year do you have to slave away at work? Is there a specific time of the year in which you have to slave away? What do you think it means to slave away, guys?
Like to work like a slave or not? Or, I
Exactly.
don't know.
Exactly. To slave away, just to go ahead and work as a slave, right? Do you feel there are specific times of the year when the workload increases? Do you have to slave away during these times of the year, or do you feel your workload is busy always? And you're
Um,
always slaving away, right?
yes, teacher. But for me, the most is slaving away days. Can I say
Or
that?
maybe the days in which
Uh, okay, so the day in which I slave away
the
are
most.
Monday, yes, the most, are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because I have to work from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. with no breaks, anything like that. And then
Ooh,
I have to again work from 2:30 in the afternoon to 6:30. So I think days are like killing, I don't know, killing days for me.
no, they're rough. They're rough days.
Yes.
They're very rough days. Rough days. Cool, Mr. Frank. Um, Again, same for you. Are there times of the year in which you have to maybe work a bit more than usual when you've got finals, Mr. Frank? Do you feel like you're
Yeah.
slaving away during these periods of the year?
Yeah. When in the university, well, in the college, when we have final weeks, they're like the most hardest weeks se- in the season, this semester.
In the semester, cool.
Yeah, in the semester, and I feel that I slave away at school.
There you go, man. There you go, man. You slave away at school. Good job, man. Good job, Frank. Okay. Frank and Dester, I think you guys came in before and before I announced this, but since you guys are pretty regular here in my classes, guys, the questions will no longer have like a general topic tied to it, right? I think that was so difficult for me to kind of create these classes and try to maintain the ideas within a specific topic. So now I'm just kind of uh, the class that I planned for you guys. It's a little bit of everything, right? It's not only focused on one specific topic. So here we're going to be jumping on to other things. And Dester, are there any government plans that underprivileged people can cash in on? So here we go, Dester. Are there any government plans in your country that underprivileged people can cash in on? So underprivileged, what does it mean to be underprivileged? What does it mean to cash in on something? Hey, Anderson.
Um, Teacher, I don't really know to cash in. Mean
But
so.
to cash in on, to cash in on. Good. So to cash in on is to take advantage of something. To cash in on is to take advantage of something.
Okay. So underprivileged people.
What does it mean to be
Underprivileged
underprivileged?
uh is like underprivileged. That someone is underprivileged. I don't know, teacher.
Yeah, someone who has less privileges, right? Maybe they're lacking. Maybe because they're lacking certain advantages, right? Advantages, right? So maybe they're lacking well-paying jobs. They're lacking access to education. So usually when we're talking about underprivileged people, they're just people from the lower classes, from the poor, people who live in very difficult circumstances.
Okay, teacher. So I think
And to
cash
cash
in
in
on.
on is to benefit, right? To
Um,
benefit.
okay, so the plans here are, for example, the government gets like um, it's like outskirt on the outskirt. There is a plan that you can get a house. You can like for underprivileged people who don't have a house, they can get a house, but it's like with this benefit that you have from the government, you can pay it like not that not that much as a regular house, but you have to, I don't know if you get what I mean, teacher.
Yeah, yeah,
But there is,
perfectly, perfectly. I understand exactly what you mean. And in America, we call this, the term is, what is it? What is it? What is it? Low income housing.
yes, yes, teacher, exactly.
Good. So yeah, that's so underprivileged people can cash in on low income housing programs.
Yes, teacher.
There you go. There you go. Good. Take advantage. So to cash in on, to benefit from, to take advantage, to capitalize on. Yeah. Cash in on where you're working, just so that we can use it in a different context, Dester. What what type of experience? Remember, it means to benefit, to capitalize on, to profit from. Yeah, and that's where it comes from, right? If you're at a casino and you're betting, you're gambling, and you win, you take these chips and you cash in, right? So you get money for these chips. So how you benefit, how you profit from something. Um, what type of experience are you receiving in your current job, Dester, that you can cash in on? What does this mean? What does this question mean? Experience that you can cash in on. What experience are you getting that you can cash in on?
Uh, uh, could it be like a personally or something physical, teacher?
Well, what came to mind was like maybe experience, work experience that can
Yes,
help you find better jobs in the future, right? So I'm getting this experience and I will be able to cash in on it in the future, right? I will be able to benefit from this experience.
yes, teacher. For example, or what you said, I'm cashing on experience, like teaching experience, how to
There you go.
talk to people, and also how to talk to different kind of people because you don't really know what kind of students you will have. So you have to deal with every student, but with patience and everything. So I think it's more of personal growth in terms of being of my profession, teaching or something like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's more of a professional professional growth, right? And yeah, this growth is something that you can take with you, right? This experience, right? So you can cash in on it later through a different job, through other opportunities that may open up. Thank you, Dester. So, the verb draw. But let's listen to it. Let's use it in this type of context. Anderson, question for you, man. What draws tourists to your country or city? What does draw mean in this context? What draws tourists to your country or city, Anderson?
Hello, teacher.
Hey, man.
Hey, first, I want to say that I'm good at listening, but I'm not good at speaking too much.
That's right, man. That's what the class is for, so that you can practice.
Thank you. And in this context, I don't know what does draws means, teacher. Like personality, something like this.
Atraer is what Frank said. That's exactly what it means, to attract. So what do you think draws? Now that we know it means to... Guys, I don't know what's happening to me today, guys. Believe me, I was thinking attract and attack. I don't know what's going in my mind. What's going on? Yeah, so anyway, what draws tourists to your country, Anderson?
I think maybe, I don't know how to say that. I live in Bucaramanga. Do you know Bucaramanga? Have you ever been?
I've never been, but yeah, and I know very little. But what draws people to Bucaramanga?
I think the weather, maybe, and there is a sculpture. I don't know how to
a sculpture, a statue.
Yeah, from Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But maybe not from. From means that Jesus gave it to you, right?
Yeah. Of Jesus Christ, and there are typical food that is I don't know how to say it, like ants. I don't know how to say that.
I don't know what you call them. Bachacos culones. I don't know if they're fire ants.
Hormigas culonas.
There you go.
Like bad ants, maybe.
I would say, man, I don't know. Maybe there's a proper name in English, right? But fat bottom.
Fat bottom?
Fat bottomed ants. Yeah.
Fat bottom ants?
Yeah. Or fat butt. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that is what draws tourists to my country.
Cool, man. I really want to try some of these fat bottomed ants. Someone told me that they taste like peanut butter.
No, I don't think so. Maybe no, it's a little bit salt. A little salt? No, a little
salty.
A little bit salty.
There you go, man.
And it's like, let's say that, maize?
Like corn. Tastes like salty
corn. Yeah, like corn. Like salty corn.
There you go, man. There you go. Cool. Let's ask Dester the same. And guys, I don't know why. I feel like, actually, I know. I was going to say, I don't know why I feel like we've kind of asked similar questions before. I know that we talked about what each of you, Dester and Frank, like about your city. But let's just give me a similar answer using draw this time. So, Frank, what draws people to your city?
I don't have to speak of my country because my city, I think nothing.
So there's nothing. There's nothing in my city.
Yeah, there's nothing in my city. So in my country, maybe the cuisine. Cuisine. Good. Yeah, maybe cuisine. Beautiful beaches.
Beaches, yeah.
What some kind of weather that we have in Mexico in the specific regions could be, and and the culture and history.
There you go. There you go. Cool. Cultural attractions, historical attractions. Cool, man. Dexter, same question for you. What draws people to your city?
Teacher, it's like almost the same, but generally speaking, it's the food that we have, and also the places. And when we talk about the places, it comes with the historical. I don't know, historical.
Yeah. When we're
background.
talking about places, and maybe not, it comes, but I'm referring to.
Yes, I'm referring to like cultural.
And historical sites.
Yes, and historical sites from those places. You know, so I think the food and the places and the
There you-
history that are behind, the places and all that kind of thing. Tough, teacher.
There you go. Thank you, Dexter. Thank you, Dexter. Guys, Anderson, what are some? This is pretty straightforward, right? I think this will be easy to understand. What are some crushing news recently reported in your region, Anderson? Some crushing news that have been recently reported in your region.
It's like bad news.
Yeah, horribly bad. Horribly
Horrible
bad. Yeah,
I
crushing,
think
just terrible.
the main news or bad news is crushing news is the price of dollar,
Yeah,
think-
man.
because everything is much more expensive.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Um,
definitely. Go ahead, Anderson. And
What else? You think? Maybe I don't know how to say. This confident? I don't know how to say that.
yeah. Maybe. Mistrust, or lack of trust.
Lack of trust of the companies of the foreign company
Lack of
to
trust. All right.
to
Towards. Use towards.
towards
Yeah.
towards
Towards.
the country, maybe.
Towards the
Toward-
country or towards the political situation, right?
Yeah,
Maybe not necessarily
better.
the country, but the political situation.
Yeah, it's better than that. The political
Very good,
situation.
man. Very good, man. Very good. Good answer. Yeah, and that's definitely a crushing situation for a few, or for maybe for many. Yes. Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Thank you for your answer,
And the war,
Anderson. Go ahead.
and the war between Ukraine and Russia.
Ukraine, and Russia.
Ukraine. Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, and I actually have a question about that later. We'll come to that question here in a bit. Frank. Sorry to bring up this situation, right? But I know that Mexico, unfortunately, has to deal with organized crime, right? And same word. What could be a crushing blow to organized crime in your country? So what does this mean? A crushing blow?
Crushing blow to organized crime in your country.
What would be a crushing blow, Frank?
Crushing blow to organized, like help to organize crime, like maybe, I don't know.
Do we know what? It's all right, man. What does blow mean in this context?
Como alimentar o
No.
alimentar?
So a blow here is an attack. Yes. A strike. Uh, to hit something. Yes. And usually a strong impact. Yes. So a blow is a very, very strong impact. Yeah. So what do you think a crushing blow is? Right? So if a blow is an impact, a strong attack, a strong strike, what is a crushing blow?
Ah, algo mediático, un golpe mediático.
Yeah. So maybe not mediático, but definitely un golpe. Un golpe casi destructor, ¿cierto? O un golpe que eliminaría. Un golpe que casi elimina. Yeah, so a crushing blow es una acción que es capaz de destruir algo.
Ah, ok.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know. An example. I lost my job and I've not been able to pay my mortgage. My house is being taken away. That's a huge blow to my family. It's a crushing blow. We're devastated. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it.
And now that I'm thinking about this, man, crushing blow, same thing as a devastating blow. Un golpe devastador, a crushing blow. Does that make sense, Frank?
Yeah.
Cool, buddy. So what do you think would be a crushing blow, a devastating blow to organized crime?
In my country. Maybe what the president from El Salvador is doing, something similar. If my government would do something maybe close to the actions that those actions.
There you go.
That would be a crushing blow to organized crime.
You're 100% correct, Frank. In fact, what Mr. Bukele, right, what he did to these gangs is definitely a crushing, devastating blow. Yeah, good example, man. Good example. Cool. Let's go back to Dester. Dester, in the future, once you gain more experience in your field, what kind of job would you like to aspire to? Once you get more experience, what kind of job, and maybe more education, maybe you plan on studying some more, Dester, but what kind of job would you like to aspire to down the road?
Well, actually, teacher, being honest, I wouldn't like to be a teacher for the rest of my life because I don't think that's my area, but I do my best. I try to do it as fun, I don't know, but I would like to aspire to become maybe a translator.
There you go.
And also an interpreter. And also I'd like to, yes, interpreter. Like
yeah,
that.
yeah, no, you said it perfectly. Okay. I was just repeating,
also,
sorry.
Okay. And the last, it's like tour guide, but for my country, you know. And so those three: translator, interpreter, or a tour guide.
Cool. And Frank is about to graduate. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate it, man. Saturdays and Sundays, 11 a.m. Colombia. Frank, you're almost graduated. And I think I'm asking this question as well in a different type of context. But what kind of job would you like to aspire to?
Uh, in Mexico, we have a common joke
Mhm.
when students are about to graduate,
Uh-huh.
and most of us think that the best job that we could get is to wash dishes in the gabacho. That's the way that we say
To wash dishes where?
in the gabacho in the United
Ah,
States.
yeah. I get it. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But
and
I'm sure you're aspiring for something better, right, Greg?
yeah, and so no, I want to make a comment about it.
No, that's cool. Thank you for sharing, man. Go ahead. But go ahead. What would you aspire? What would you like to aspire to?
Maybe in a company in the area of production or production area.
In the area, in the production area, or in production,
In production of a company where I live. They are going to settle a lot of new industries that are from China, I think, and someone's from United States. So it's going to be interesting what I can find there.
Cool, man. Be careful with some ones, some people.
Okay.
Kiko, can you remind me of the context? I don't recall the verbs that I've used so far. Aspire, right? To aspire. What else? To draw. Which verb are you referring to? Crushing blow, that's not a verb. About the narcos. Ah, yeah, well, it wasn't a verb, right? It was, what would be a crushing blow? What would be a crushing blow? Un golpe devastador. Yeah? Thanks, Kiko. Good to have you on here, Kiko. Cool. Anderson, over to you. You mentioned Russia and Ukraine, and this is one of the words that I had. Like I said, the vocabulary is related to being productive and downtime, and this is a word that is very related to productivity. Where is it? Have negotiations between Russia and Ukraine been fruitful? This should be pretty easy to understand. Anderson, do you think negotiations have been fruitful or not so?
I think it hasn't been fruitful.
Good. And here,
Yeah,
the negotiations, yes?
the negotiations.
They haven't been fruitful.
They haven't been fruitful.
Cool, man.
Because I don't know. I think if they want to I don't know, to close the negotiation, and would be more, I don't know, like polite maybe.
What do you mean by close the negotiations? Anderson, what do you mean by this?
I think I don't know, but I think maybe I mean the OTAN, maybe it's have been a little rough with Russia, maybe, because
Okay.
they are trying to put a lot of restrictions to them.
Okay, so yeah, and maybe, and it's not really relevant. Go ahead, Anderson.
No more.
I was going to say it's not really relevant, but maybe OTAN, NATO, right? NATO. So if NATO,
right.
if NATO would have pressured Russia more, there would be more progress, maybe. Kind of like this, Anderson?
No, I think it's I don't know how to say it. I have another point of this. Maybe they NATO have been so rough or so, I don't know how to say that,
Oh,
with
you think?
Russia.
Yeah. Okay.
But I
Okay.
think it's not a good idea because they are a productive country and they have a lot of oil, a lot of gas, and
Gas, gas,
another,
gas.
yeah, and others natural resources. And maybe it's a bad idea to try to get this restriction to this country.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Eh,
So maybe instead of not pressuring enough, the type of pressure that has been used has been counterproductive. Yes?
yeah, I don't know how to say that, but maybe it's how can I say contraproducente,
Yeah, counterproductive.
counterproductive.
Counterproductive. It has been counterproductive. Cool, man. What were we talking about? I believe that was in our last class. Yeah, I think we talked about this. You weren't here, but I think Frank was and Dexter was as well. And maybe that these actions backfired. Does this make sense? For actions to backfire. Go against the plan. Does this make sense, Anderson? For something to backfire?
Or against the plan.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's what is happening to NATO.
Yeah, and you know what? Backfire, there's a very criollo expression, and the expression is que te salga el tiro por la
Yeah,
culata.
yeah.
Yeah, that's to backfire. You shoot yourself in the face. Yeah.
And
Okay.
it affects a lot of countries.
Yeah. Cool, man. Thank you, Anderson. Back over to, I've got somebody here that I haven't called on. Redme, you around? You want to participate?
Hi.
Hey, man. So, buddy, we're done. We're done with these questions about productivity. Now I want to kind of talk about just telling stories, things related to stories. And what are some memories?
What about some memories?
Hold on. What are some memories that you hold dear? Memories that you hold dear. I got backfired. No. Something backfires on you, Kiko. Something backfires on you. Something backfires on other people. Yes? So what does this mean? Memories that you hold dear.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
It's all right, man. Do you know what it means to cherish?
Cherries?
Cherish. Let me write it for you. Cherish, hold dear, same thing. So in other words, buddy, something that you hold dear, something that you cherish is something that you treasure, right? Not the noun, but the verb. Treasure, something that you appreciate.
Okay.
Something that you love, yeah? Something that you adore, yeah? What are some memories that you hold dear? Recordar con cariño. Thank you, Frank.
I think when I was a kid, my friends, when we were hanging around.
Hanging out. When we were hanging out.
Hanging out. My I don't know, my cuadra. I don't know how to say that.
hanging out. Very good, man. Very good. So sorry to interrupt you, man, but you were right. You were right with hanging around. So guys, hanging out is just spending time, spending a good time with friends, right? Hanging out.
Around my street.
Activities with friends. Give me 1 second. Redme, what's your name so I don't call you Redme?
Nicolas.
Nicolas.
Sorry,
Okay, so Nicolas, it's
I
all
don't
right,
know
man.
how to
It's all
say
right.
that.
Don't worry about it. But hanging around is just to spend time
Mhm.
around an area. So you're
Yes.
right, man. So hanging around the block. My friends and I would
Uh-huh.
hang around the block.
And around the block or
There
the
you go.
street.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I remember that. I remember when mostly when I was a kid, because I don't know, is the most important memories that impregnant to me.
That impressed
I,
me. That impressed me.
that is impressed me. So yeah, that marked my life.
There you
That
go.
I missed it. So
There you. hmm Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And very good, very good. Nicolas, just based off what you were saying, we can also talk about memorable,
Memorable. Okay.
memorable moments.
Yes.
Yeah, so that we don't say memorable memories, but memorable moments. Yeah.
Mm, okay.
Cool, man. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, buddy. And Frank. No, Dexter. I think it's Dexter's turn. Dexter. Telling stories. Yeah. Have you ever been admitted? This is pretty straightforward. Admitted to a hospital, or a friend or relative that has been admitted to a hospital. Dexter.
Um, 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 so in my case, I've never been a teacher admitted to a hospital, but um, a friend of mine, no, not my brother,
Okay.
my brother did, because there was like a house accident
Mm-hmm.
in my house, and I think
You had an accident at home.
yes, we had an accident at home. My big brother was like running real quick towards the other room. I mean, yes, towards the other room, and then my other brother, my younger brother, opened the door, and the door went right to his forehead. I don't know if you
Oh,
can. Yes, and something, I don't know. Here we say tajo when you get cut, or it's like when you cut your, I don't know, your
he
skin.
slashed.
By
Maybe he slashed his head open.
yes, yes, teacher, it was open, so he slashed,
He slashed
and
his head open.
yes, teacher, and then that's why they had to go to the hospital to get some para hacerle algunos puntos. I don't know how to say
Very
that.
good. Very good. To get stitches.
Ah, yes, teacher, to get stitches.
There you go. Cool, cool. So good vocabulary came out of here. So slash your head open, to bust your head open. Yeah, and to get stitches. And I asked you this, Dexter, so that I can ask you another question with maybe a vocabulary word that may be more, but maybe useful, right? How long after he was admitted? How long after being admitted? How long after being admitted was he discharged?
Uh, I think the same day, teacher,
After
he was discharged. Discharged?
discharged,
Ah,
discharged.
yeah. So the same day, teacher, he
Good.
just got the stitches, and then they give them some they give him a prescription,
They
and they say you
prescribed. They
can.
prescribed
Ye-
some medicine.
yes, teacher. They prescribed some medicines, and then my brother was discharged. Yes.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I wanted to see if I can find some of this would be good to practice with. Let me see. I know I've got some notes about this topic somewhere else. Let me see. But guys, this is a very common mistake. It's not a mistake because Dexter, you didn't make a mistake, right? But sometimes we tend to use nouns, right? Make a research, make an investigation, right? But it's just a little bit more common just to talk about this noun as a verb. So research, yes. Give a prescription, prescribe. Do an investigation, investigate. Do exercise. No, let's exercise. Yeah. So there are a lot of times where we can use the verb instead of trying to use the noun. Yes. Let me see if I can find some examples
Okay.
here in other notes of mine. Just because this is quite common. And guys, I think that it happens a lot when we're using the verb make, right? So guys, if you ever are thinking about using the verb make, right? Using the verb wrong notes. Using the verb make plus a noun, try to see if you could use that noun as the main verb, right? I'll pull up some examples because usually whenever I try to think of examples on my own, my mind just goes blank. But I know that I gave it some thought and I wrote a few examples down. Hold on, guys. No, I can't find it. Forget it.
It's okay, teacher. I think we can get it. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
no.
the main.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, teacher. I think it comes from how we are taught, the language. Because in most books, we can find that the teachers teach this way. It's because in the book sometimes is that way. For example, to give a prescription or something like that. So I think we get used to that and we tend to do it with more nouns and stuff, I think.
Yeah. No, and the only reason why I'm looking for this is because this is something that I had kind of prepared a bit of a lesson on, but yeah, I can't find it. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, you're right. But yeah, whenever your brain wants to talk about making something, see if that something can be used as a verb and just use the verb. Make, build something, do activities. Could be a difference. You got it, Kiko. Do is for regular activities that you do. Make is for something that you create or that it requires steps to create. Cool, guys. So I kind of went off on a tangent. Sorry. Let's bring it back. And with this, we'll finish. So Dessler, you talked to us about your brother being discharged. Frank, maybe this is the last question, and with this, we'll finish for today. Let me see where my notes are. How do you envision a bleak future or the contrary? Do you envision a bleak future or the contrary? Frank. What is bleak? Bleak.
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
It's all right, man. Bleak, little hope. So some people feel like the future will be full of great advancements. Other people feel the future may be a little bleak. Where do you stand? What does this mean? This question. Where do you stand? Do you know what this means, Frank? So where do you stand is another way of asking what's your position on something. Where do you stand on this? What's your position on this? Do you think the future will be bleak, or do you think it will be full of hope?
I think I don't know.
And guys, I apologize. Sometimes my questions are very weird, but what do you think,
No.
Frank?
Maybe for some people that is going the future is going to be some bleak, or it's going to be bleak.
Somewhat bleak, a little bleak.
It's going to be a little bleak, but for the other ones, or for other people, it's going to be what was the other one? Sorry.
Hopeful.
Hopeful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And could you elaborate? Why do you feel this way, Frank?
Yeah, maybe because there are going to be a lot of opportunities and medical advances that are going to improve the quality of life that we have.
Cool,
But
man.
all these things are going to be for some people who can afford all these kind of things, or the medical treatments, something like that. But for people who doesn't have a lot of money, who is poor, or that live in developing countries,
There you go.
maybe that is not going to be that good.
It's not going to be very accessible. It's not going to be very accessible.
Yeah, accessible. It's not going to be that accessible, and maybe there are not going to be enough jobs. So because all this workforce is going to be replaced with machines or automatical systems.
Automated. Good job, man.
Automated systems. So that's why I say that maybe for some people it's going to be like very hopeful, and for other people it's going to be some bleak.
So here, don't say some. You can say somewhat. Que es como decir algo. Yeah? Somewhat bleak. A little bleak.
Okay. So
Yeah, instead of saying some bleak, because I think we say some because of the we're used to using algo difícil, algo bonito, but whenever you want to use that algo, use somewhat bleak, somewhat difficult, somewhat great. Yeah.
okay.
My good friends, thank you so much, Frank, Des,